What's up, Facebook? It's your boy, B.I.G. How the radio just come on by itself? Oh, yeah. What's up, man? I ain't had nothing to talk about, man. I'm just riding and thinking. I was looking on a thing the other day. I have a tendency not to watch the news unless it's like I don't watch the news when I'm at home. I'll watch it everywhere else. But did y'all see, if y'all been watching the news, the thing about the guy, Grunge, or whatever his name is, he was a high-ranking, top security clearance having person, and he done outed talking about the government, how they've got working UAPs. That's the new word they're using for UFOs. It ain't unidentified flying object no more. It's unidentified aerial phenomenon, I think. Something like that. And he said not only do they have them, they've got working, they got some that work. Is this the turn? Yeah. And that they have been keeping that information from Congress, and that they said something about one of them they've even got some bodies or something. So I don't know if they're talking about live bodies, dead bodies, or what. I heard something about some bodies. You know what I mean? People make fun of you and think you crazy when you talk about aliens, but if you know anything about what the galaxy is, do you think that we're the only persons, not in the universe, just in this galaxy? Like, come on, man. And the other thing I heard in the news is that they done gave my boy some more charges. My man Trump, they done gave him some more charges. They're really trying to get my boy out of here. I got a theory on Trump. I got a theory. Now, everybody might not agree with my way of thinking on this theory, and that's fine. But some people think he was a racist. Some people think that he wasn't. Oh, he's gonna get this country together because he's a businessman. All of that I heard. So my theory about Trump is that he was a true-blooded American. He was an American in every aspect of the word, and that can mean many things. You see how he was doing stuff that he wasn't supposed to do? He wasn't going by the norm. And because I think his train of thought was, we need to take care of America first. Excuse me. And they were like, Trump, you fucking up the money. He was like, don't worry about that. We need to take care of America first. And he was cutting off ties with people. And they was like, Trump, what are you doing? I think, because all of this shit is about money. And I think that's why a lot of Republicans who were red-blooded Republicans didn't mess with him anymore, because he was going against the grain. Because it wasn't about capitalism with him. It was about, he was in America, like America, and fuck everybody else. He talking shit to people who got nuclear arms and shit. Like, Trump was like, fuck y'all, we America. You know, when the Tiki Torch boys and all them guys was doing their thing, he was saying stupid shit like, there were some bad people there, and there were some good people there. That's what some people do who feel like they patriots. They ignore shit. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily know the definition of what some people think a patriot is supposed to be, but all I know is that you can't call yourself a patriot and acknowledge the good things and then don't acknowledge the bad things. Like, I know as a country, we are not to be F with in no way, shape, or form. You do some foul shit and cross America to see if you don't come up missing. We bad. Nobody badder than us. We bad. We've also done some evil things. And sometimes patriots don't want to acknowledge that. You know what I'm saying? We've done some very evil things, whether it be, especially the people of color, whether it be, if you want to call them Indians or Native Americans, indigenous people that were already here on this land, took their land by force. You know what I mean? Then there was a whole slavery thing. You know what I mean? From drowning places to burning places, towns down that were economically independent to, everything. Lynchings, everything. This country has done some evil stuff and not had to acknowledge or answer to anyone. So it's kind of like the bully that you can't cross, period. We something else. But that's my only problem with people who claim that they're patriots. If you don't like this country, get the fuck out. That's fine. But first of all, you can't tell nobody to get out because it wasn't your shit to begin with. You stole it from somebody else. So acknowledge that. Also acknowledge that there been a lot of evils that this country have done. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing wrong with being a patriot, but it's these people who have these political views and they want to just, they know that they can say what they want because they're pushing the line of that freedom of speech, but you just riding the right wing like a rodeo show. Same shit over and over and over again. And anything that doesn't agree with your right wing way of thinking, you know what I'm saying? You shit on everything else. And that's not cool. And a lot of you refuse to acknowledge the evils that this country have done. You won't talk about it. That's that right wing shit. Democrats, you ain't scot-free neither in this conversation, because I'm just pissed with y'all because y'all act like puppets. Straight up, I'm not voting Democrat no more, period. So take that for what it's worth. You guys have let them push this anti-gun agenda so far. It's crazy. But nobody ever has an honest conversation, you know what I'm saying, about anything. Everybody pushes their side, then somebody else pushes their side, and then they say, oh, we should come together and have a conversation. But you never do. Nobody wants to debate with anything. You feel me? And I think it's silly. I think it's real silly. Let me back up real quick. In this mug. Oh, yeah, baby. Can you use my camera? Can I use my... Oh, he's backing out. He's leaving. Guess what? I'm finna get your spot, Daddy-O. I appreciate you, my boy. Pull in there. Ooh. Get you a Geechee girl. Anyway, yeah, man. Democrats... And I gotta be honest, I gotta do more research. But that's the one thing that grinds my gears. You know what I'm saying? You want to take, or you want to agree to all this gun control. If this was a country who was doing that from the beginning, or even if you did it 20, 30 years ago, I kind of could get behind it. But we have more guns in this country than anybody else. And at the end of the day, we have more freedoms than a lot of other countries. So you allow that freedom and you allow people to do certain things, it's not right to snatch those freedoms away. Now, those other countries can do it because they be like, well, we're not the U.S. We're going to do this, and you know, this is our country, and we're going to do this. And then the people have to roll with it. But here, the criminals are not going to abide by any kind of magazine restrictions. They're not going to abide by your gun-free safe zones. And let's keep it real. A lot of the law-abiding citizens are not going to abide by it. Because they be like, I mean, if you stay in a kind of a nicer area, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know where I come from, so I've seen this kind of stuff growing up, so this don't never surprise me. You can say Indianapolis is bad if you're from Indianapolis, but if you're from the Gary, Chicago area, this is nothing to us. This is the land of milk and honey, you know what I'm saying? We move a certain kind of way. Not saying nothing bad about nobody from Indianapolis, but we just move a certain kind of way to where we can spot foolery and fuckery. You know what I'm saying? Usually most of the time. But we've seen the worst of the worst, especially my generation. So this stuff that they doing now, we don't even bat an eye to it. You know what I mean? And this stuff is going on, and people want to be able to protect themselves. It's not about shooting or killing anybody. It's not about the right to have a gun. It's about people. Well, it is about the right to have a gun, but people want to be able to protect themselves. Even people who are a certain level misdemeanor or a felon. A lot of people get put in situations that they don't need to be in. A lot of people, some people are felons who have been rehabilitated. They work, they pay taxes, they are now a productive part of society. You know what I'm saying? I believe the wait for you to get your gun rights back is too long. I believe at a certain point in time, citizens should be able to have their gun rights back. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Illinois, I don't know what the fuck y'all doing. There's a lot of cats walking around right now and they strapped and they have no gun permit. You know why? A, it's too hard to get a gun permit. And B, you gotta go through hell and high water to get it. They don't want to give your stuff back on time. I keep hearing the inconsistencies of getting it. And then people are like, you know what? I gotta work. I got children. I got all this going on. I don't have time to go through these classes and all this other bullshit. I'm finna carry my shit. And that's what they do. But if they get caught with it, now they're breaking the law. But you're not giving them a way to protect themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because they can, I mean, if I was there, I'd have mace, knife, pepper ball gun, whatever I could have. But at the end of the day, that's not an equalizer against a firearm. You know what I mean? So yeah, Democrats, y'all need to get off of that, man. Because I'm not rocking with that. You know what I mean? I done got to the point now where, you know what I'm saying? Too much stuff is going on. These malls, these schools, just certain places where you think stuff like that wouldn't happen. It happens. So some of these places come up with a solution. Let's make it a gun-free zone. Who you thinking is abide by that? People who follow the law to a tier. Because somebody who's fearful and feel like they need to protect themselves is still going to carry, and they're not going to abide by that. Somebody who don't give a damn and who's looking for victims is not going to abide by that. So let's keep it real. Especially if you have a gun-free zone and law enforcement is not posted in that area 24/7, they're not going to abide by that. You know what I'm saying? It's just my personal opinion. You know what I mean? What else? Oh, this has been irking me for years. If you're a parent and you have a child that's small enough to ride a big wheel, stop letting your child go outside by their fucking self. Do you know anybody could snatch that child? My kids wasn't nowhere near that small. And when they went outside and I was in a certain place, I'd be like, yo, don't go past this building and don't go past this right here because I can't see you from the window. If they would go in them directions, hey, y'all come inside, come in the house. Because I told you not to go past there because I can't see you. You know what I'm saying? Throughout my years of living, I've seen so many kids too little to be outside by themselves on big wheels. I don't know what the age limit should be, but if you're on a big wheel, you too little to be outside by yourself with no supervision. You know what I'm saying? Somebody told me years ago, they said, I saw a lady going to the gas station and her baby was in a baby seat. Now, obviously, she was just paying for gas. She was going in and out. Why you leave your fucking keys in the car? People don't think nowadays, man. And he was like, hey, just to let you know, I was about to jump in your car and drive off with your baby in the back. And she was like, oh. And he was like, nah, not really. But let me tell you something. Don't ever do that again. You know what I'm saying? People just don't think. It's like Karen's coming up and saying, what are you doing here? And what if you was in a place that wasn't out in the open? They do that, and they do that everywhere. I seen a lady do it in a parking garage, you know what I'm saying? Which probably had cameras, but still. This dude had his ID and everything. What if I was a dangerous person and you just busted my bubble and now I feel like I need to attack you because you caught me doing what I was doing? Don't see something. Like I told a dude on Facebook, if you see something you don't like, call the police. Don't